What's up, guys? You're watching Fermentation Sessions, and I'm your host, Jay Mendez. And today we visit Islla St Brewing Company here in San Antonio, Texas. We're going to sit down with Joaquin and Josh Pena and talk about the amazing year they had in 2019 and some of the things we can look forward to in 2020 from Islla St. Also, after the interview, stay tuned because we have a special performance by Wesley Brewer. What's up, guys? Fermentation Sessions back at Islla St Brewing Company. 2019, an amazing year for Islla St, man. I can't even describe how good it's been to y'all, but I want you to give us in a nutshell basically how it's been. Trials and tribulations, anything you've been through, accomplishments. I know that's more than anything, the accomplishments. So how's it been? How's 2019 been treating you guys?
Well, I mean, we don't really look up too much,
we had humbling, overwhelming, amazing.
We were able to get 2 can releases out this year, and both of them sold out. One of them sold out in less than an hour. We were able to have a few collabs under our belt with Weathered Souls and Baba. And it's just been one of those years where, it just kind of took off. At the first, it felt like it took off without us. And then, now we're kind of just really kind of getting our legs underneath us. But definitely a very humbling experience.
So collaborations, you talked about Weathered Souls. Was that the only collaboration you had through a year? Or did you do any more?
We did one with a brewery out of Houston, Baba Brew House.
Okay.
So they're doing amazing things up there. So we did a mint chocolate cupcake coffee stout that we came up with. So it was,
how does that work, man? Like, how do you come up with those collaborations like that, all that into one?
2:30 in the morning usually it happens. I'll text him and just be like, hey, we should do this. Wow.
So it works.
Well, I mean, we had the moon pie as well this year. I mean, was that something new or?
I mean, that was very new. I mean, so like I said, everything we do, we really try to stem it from part of our personalities, experience, or our culture. And my background, coming from culinary, and his background being able to, really break down the chemistry. It makes it easy for us to do that. Because our conversations really, hinge around, what would be a badass idea. And, I'm fortunate enough to be in a situation where he gets to make it work, and he has the know-how and the meticulous, work ethic to make it happen, because a lot of these things that, sometimes I'm asking for that we think of, a lot of breweries aren't doing or haven't done yet, so we really get to, really be experimental and, it helps us really just kind of challenge ourselves and keep pushing the envelope.
And you talked about selling out already. So how did that feel for you guys? Y'all sold out, I believe, is it 2 weekends already? You have sold out 2-3 times already?
We've had 3 full sellout weekends. We've had 2 sold out can releases. And it's one of those things where it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah, we get close every weekend to just completely being sold out.
How does that feel? I mean, doesn't it blow your mind, like knowing that, look, the San Antonio is coming to your brewery and just like wiping you guys out, and I mean, that's amazing.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that we started just on a 1-barrel system, just doing it just for fun. Just to see people just gravitate towards it every weekend is just wow. It's shocking. It's just amazing.
It's definitely not lost on us. It's one of those things where we're wowed every time. And like he says, there's more weekends than not where we make it by the skin of our teeth. A lot of the stuff effectively. We've almost kind of got to slow down our volume just a little bit. So like I said, our main goal this first year was how do we kind of figure ourselves out, what we want to be, who we want to be, the beer we want to make, and so now, in year 2, now we can really address, some of those volume issues. We can decide what the right way for us to grow is, and it's not anything that we're not bowing to any demands. We make the beer that we want to make. We make as much of it as we want, and this year we get to decide how much we want to do and what we're happy doing, It's just a neat place to be in, but at the end of every week, him and I just sit there and huddle up and it's never lost on us,
And y'all have had some major accomplishments. I mean, I know you've already been recognized for one of the breweries to look forward to in the year, one of the best for 2019 already as it is. I mean, when you look back at it all, like, did you ever think starting off where you were, you would be here?
Oh, no, I mean, but
we thought 10 people would come.
Yeah, really? We just wanted people to come in the door and like
10
our beer.
seats,
that was all it was. It was just fulfilling the actual dream itself and just opening up the brewery. I think that was just amazing feat in itself, because a lot of people they don't continue to they're passionate about what they do, but they don't continue to follow through with that dream. So just opening it was just amazing in itself, and then just the response has just been just overwhelming, and just we kind of just keep our head down and do our thing, and I think that's what we do best.
I think what we enjoy, I think what's best about it is every week in, week out, you know, when we throw out something that we thought was a crazy idea or something that, you know, we thought was just something that we were really into, you know, it speaks to people, you know, and there we find out that we're connected to people, you know, more ways than one, you know, and through the beer. So,
Well, you talk about connecting people, and we've touched base on it. We didn't get to talk to you last time about this, but your advertisement and your the way you advertise your beers. I know you're a mastermind behind the graphics and showing off on Instagram, Facebook, and everything like that. How do you come up with those ideas, man? It's just so you focus a lot on nostalgia. And I love that. And just your pictures alone and the way you draw your graphics and everything that you put out there to show what you got coming up, your releases, the new beers you got coming out. I'm just magnetically pulled to it because I'm like, oh my god, I want to try it just because I'm connected to the picture and what the name is alone. Like, how does that process go?
I think, you know, it's for a few different reasons. You know, first and foremost, you know, when him and I started out, you know, I mean, we said we wanted to put passion in a glass. You know, when we went out and went to different bars or different breweries, you know, there wasn't much in there that really spoke to us. You know, whether it be from a cultural standpoint, the way we grew up, the things that we were into, you know, the styles or the flavors, you know, and so we started out doing that, you know, and so it's cyclical for us, you know, we really wanted to kind of tell that story and connect every time, you know, so it starts with the story, the name, the idea, given the visual representation, you know, and then I hand it off to him and, you know, he makes sure that the taste reflects that, you know, and so, you know, it's a complete teamwork thing, you know, and the other thing about it is, you know, in today's day and age, you know, a lot of craft beer, you know, is susceptible to a lot of pay to play stuff. You know, there's a lot of people with big pockets, big resources out there making craft beer that doesn't necessarily feel passionate. It's not inspired.
It's about making the money.
And so, you know, Instagram, you know, presents an amazing opportunity for us to be toe to toe with those guys, you know, and really capture somebody's attention, you know, get them in. But then it's on us inside these four walls to make sure that the flavor speaks. That when we say something's in a beer, it's there, you know, that the full story is there. Then the experience comes, you know, so it's, you know, really just, if anything, it's just really leveled the playing field for us and allowed us to reach out, you know, and get a lot more traction than we normally would have, just kind of opened in the way we, you know, we did.
Yeah, I mean, social media's played a big part in everything nowadays, and y'all have definitely taken advantage of that and gotten people to come in. But I think more so it's the fact that once people actually get a taste of Islla, they get a taste of, you know, what you all have brought to it. We talked about it in the past where this was the home feel. You know, you come in, you get your pan dulce, especially for San Antonio, especially for the Hispanic community. But not only that, but it's all diverse here. I mean, people from all over the city have come to your brewery to enjoy the good time. It's a family-friendly environment. You know, dogs, kids, everybody, you know, you don't need a bouncer. You don't have to be afraid to walk in this place because it feels like you're at home. You know, the way you've designed the place, the way you've decorated, the way you make people feel when you come in. It's amazing what y'all have done here. It speaks to what y'all have accomplished for the year. I know we have a convention coming up soon. Can we look forward to Islla being here in San Antonio at the convention this year?
Yeah. So it's a craft brewers conference. So it's one of the biggest conferences in the nation, actually in the world, because they'll host the World Beer Cup too. So
really,
we'll be a part of that. Hopefully, we'll take home some hardware for some of the beers that we're going to be doing in that.
I definitely feel like y'all are a strong competitor. That's amazing.
So, you know, we're really kind of using it as an opportunity to kind of really elevate San Antonio's craft beer community,
and
you know, along with ourselves. You know, I mean, I think you got every craft brewer in the country is going to be here in San Antonio for a week. The World's Beer Cup is here, you know, and we really want to make sure that, you know, we represent well, you know, and so we've got a lot of big things coming for that week. We're using that week as kind of our springboard, you know, with a lot of eyes on us and a lot of opportunity. You know, we're got a couple big collabs come in. We got a couple big things for the brewery come in. You know, it's really kind of, you know, the day we've earmarked as when we kind of switch gears, you know. So, you know, we got about 3 months and counting to when that's come in, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure the rest of your, I mean, you have your regulars, you have everybody that knows about you, and people coming all over the place, just looking to taste your beers, just because of how crazy they are. I mean, I gotta say, I say crazy just because they're so just out there, man, and it's awesome. They work and they're delicious and they're great.
We had literally 2 people come off the plane from Australia.
I saw it.
This was the first place they stopped.
Yeah,
they
definitely
said they had to be here, and I was like, wow.
And it's just neat, you know. I think what allows us to be so adventurous is the relationship that we have. You know, I mean, him and I have, you know, pretty much from the womb, you know, shared a room, you know, roommates from the womb.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, we have an unspoken language, an unspoken way of communicating, you know, and our adult and career lives have taken us different ways that, you know, we never knew were going to bring us here.
Yeah.
You know, so now we're at that point where we can kind of really work separately, but as the same function of each other, where we can set up the brews, we can set up what's going on, we can set up the atmosphere, and I know I'm going to tee him up. I know he's going to knock it out the park, and it's just, again, cyclical,
I think the one thing that you missed out of all that together that you both share that you do together is the passion.
Yeah.
So the passion behind it all, you talked about a while ago, there's these big money markets that have the money to bring people, craft beer, but do they do it with passion? Do they do it for the passion that you guys have?
Yeah.
And I think that is what really drives you on. I think it's great, and it shows, and it speaks volumes within your drinks and your brews that you give out to the people and to San Antonio and to Texas. So I really appreciate you guys having us here, and I really appreciate you sharing this information with us and let us know what's coming up for Islla in the year 2020. I'm excited. I'm sure San Antonio's excited. I know you're excited. So thank you so much, guys.
More beers with pastries and nonsense in it. That's how we roll.
That speaks good times. That speaks
Yes.
good times, and that's what
Yes.
Islla is. It's good times, good beers, good food. When you have food trucks, you have everything here. So Islla St Brewing Company, guys, San Antonio, Texas. It's the place to be if you're here on a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Stop in, look them up, get here, have some brews. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, Wesley Brewer.
It's not like you care.